quite recently, and he doesn't take any nonsense, which is good for Manchester City tonight. I saw him referee the second leg of the Red Star Belgrade Rangers Europa League tie, and you know, Red Star were coming out with all the usual tricks to get back into that tie, having lost 3-0 at Ibrox, and he did not fall for any of it. He was really good, just the sort of referee that Rangers needed that day, and I think he's the sort of referee that City needs tonight.
Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely, he's a good referee in my opinion. We see Vasalco makes some ground over the halfway line. First sustained a little bit of pressure from Atletico, but they're forced to go back to their keeper. Stefan Savic had not that much game time at City, but was there for a while. But I think he's come on leaps and bounds. He's a bit of a mainstay in the heart of this Atletico defence. As Los Colchoneros go down the left-hand side with Lodi, and then the ball chipped up to João Felix, not a good one, and he can't control it. 5 minutes gone, and it is goalless. The ball played backwards, and Nathan Aki is just forced to walk back for it, but nobody's putting him under any pressure. You feel that City could have the ball inside their own half all day if they wanted it. It's not where Atletico want to contest it. Here is Cancelo now on the ball, held up by Kondogbia. Ball to Mahrez, then De Bruyne trying to turn it round a corner. Well, the ball's knocked out by Ronaldo, who's from Mozambique, I believe. But anyway, he's one of a back three today. Felipe's on the other side and Savic in the middle. They've got wing backs, Lodi and Vasalco. They've got a free kick now, which Savic takes too long. And that's easy for Ederson, who bowls the ball out to Ake. And it's a proper game of chess early doors. One thing about Atletico is that, you know, they've real discipline about them. And any Simeone team doors, they play strictly to instructions. But there's a lot of energy when they have the ball in an attack. You'll see them all getting forward and supporting attacks, so they actually have to work hard. It looks like they're all just sat in. They're always just waiting to pounce, aren't they? As we see Raheem Sterling under pressure, and then there's a little foul on Gundogan. Not much of one behind the back of Kovac, who saw it out the back of his eye and just makes a warning there. So, yeah, he spotted that somehow, and I don't know how he did, because it was behind him. Anyway, Cancelo, he just gets clipped there. Kondogbia, who's a player I've always liked, Jeffrey Kondogbia, Central African, he's top draw. He knew what he was doing there. Bit of a late one. Yeah,
he's just stretching across there to make a challenge and catches a player first. So just the warning there from Kovacs, the referee. But I think he is one of the players who's on a yellow card tonight, Jeffrey Kondogbia. So, you know, next foul could be a big decision for the referee to make there about whether he has any involvement in the second leg.
Yeah, there are one or two, aren't they? De Bruyne and Cancelo. And well, the ball into the box here for City, headed away by João Felix, but it's going to be a throw parallel with the edge of the area on the left-hand side for the citizens, trying to make some ground, trying to get their crowd invested in this. There would have been the trademark little bit of rain before kick-off. Pitch looks perfect. Looks rather great. Relatively warm evening though, as now Bernardo on the ball, but he carelessly gives that away to João Felix, who's going to have to beat 5 to score. Does well against the first 2, but eventually just wait and numbers swamp him.
And look how quickly they got back there when they lost the ball, City. There were 4 players in hot pursuit of João Felix, and the one man he had to beat, suddenly there were 5 men around him, and it was impossible. But that's what Man City are all about, you know. It's ability married to this system, married to this, you know, we win the ball back as soon as we lose it. And, I mean, at the moment, possession stats must be 75-25, but by the end of the night, it could be, you know, it could be something like 85-15 in favour of Man City.
Here is Cancelo, though, a chance to shoot. He goes for a shot, he breaks into the box. Oh, and in the end, the danger dealt with. Savic is closed down by De Bruyne. But, well, that was the first real strike in anger from City. And that ball could have gone anywhere. Cancelo's ball deflected, and City had numbers in the box. They could have got lucky.
Don't usually see that from Man City. Shooting opportunities around the edge of the box, looking to thread it into the penalty area. They're looking to work better opportunities than that. But Cancelo obviously been given licence by his coach, because there's no way he'd be shooting from there unless Pep Guardiola told him to. So that might be a bit of a wrinkle to what Man City are trying to do tonight, maybe with that three-man central defensive situation they're up against and no centre forwards there. They're thinking, well, we'll have a crack from range, you know, maybe take a deflection, cause a bit of confusion in there, we can get a rebound.
Long ball into the box there for City, was straight into the hands of Jano Black, who's he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world, isn't he? I think, for me, for my money anyway, he'd be in the top 10 of keepers. I think he's superb. He launches a long ball, that's headed back where it came by John Stones. So, yeah, you've got to get around a really good goalkeeper. They've got a pretty stoic back five, I would have said. Players like Kondogbia in front of that. Koke's the skipper. Sort of, I think an underrated player really, but he's really attuned to what his manager wants. He's definitely his general on the field, and yeah, he gets the job done. Lorente as well will put a lot of hard work in, and then you've got the two hairs up front in Felix and Griezmann, and you know they're sort of professionally set to be a spoiling team who might nick a goal on the break. But here now is Mahrez. What's he got? Chance to try and make a little break. Chips the ball into the box. A good ball, I thought, just off his boot, looked good, but it gathered pace and De Bruyne couldn't get there.
Yeah, it's the type of area they're looking to target down this left-hand side, little third-man run. By De Bruyne, but perhaps just a bit too much on that one really from Mahrez, and just skipped off the turf.
Yeah, they've got to play off the cuff a little bit tonight, haven't they, Man City, to break the shackles here. You know, there's so many players though who've got the skill and quality. You know, De Bruyne, for me, Silva's been the best midfielder in the Premier League this season. You know, we saw there Mahrez, former player of the season in the Premier League, so no shortage of talent. Here's another one in Cancelo, who seems to be playing out the right at the minute. That's something interesting because we thought he might be left back tonight. Anyway, his preferred position is out to the right, and that's the little wrinkle that City have got. I prefer him on the right as well, and here he is on the ball now. Cancelo's got numbers in the box, slightly behind Bernardo. The ball will break through the box to Raheem Sterling, then on the left-hand side. Just keeping it at the edge of the area, then a cross comes in. It's an easy defensive header away, but it only breaks to De Bruyne's shot comes in, and that's blocked away. I think Renildo with the block, I'm not sure.
Get some momentum now, aren't they, City? Ball comes back to the edge of the box. Not a great clearance from Atleti, and De Bruyne has had a crack there. That might have even come off his own man's legs. I'm not sure if it came off an Atleti defender, but there were no complaints from the visitors, and it is a corner.
It's a corner. I think it might have been for Schalke actually. It came off last. Anyway, corner kick's as good as any, isn't it? They've got plenty of big guys in there as the ball goes to the far post. The header back across from Laporte is well wide of the mark, but he gives a thumbs up. I think it's been a promising start from Man City.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think, you know, home side, you want to make a positive start. They've played virtually entirely in the Atleti half this opening 12 minutes. Worked one or two half openings. I think De Bruyne is trying to sort of pull over to the right-hand side here, where he's got Cancelo, who's looking to overlap, and Mahrez, who hooks the touchline. So there's lots of space for De Bruyne to work with there. Less so, I think, over on the left-hand side, because you've got Sterling who wants to come in, and that just restricts the space for De Bruyne, and also Nathan Ake, who doesn't get anywhere near as high up the pitch as Cancelo does.
Savic made a mistake there. Now Raheem Sterling tries to get around him. He does. He wriggles past him and another, and he's just at the edge of the box. He was brought down there, but the referee lets play go on, and there's maybe a chance there of a VAR penalty. Bernardo screaming for it. Paolo Valeri is the VAR referee, but they'd probably give the first one. He outstrengthed for Salco, and then he's cutting at the edge of the box. Koke, does he drag him down at that point? If he does, he's outside the area. But then after that, it looks like Bernardo's legs are taken by Koke from behind. What do you make of all that?
No penalty for me, either of them. First one, I think Sterling just fell over. His momentum, he couldn't, as he tried to chop back onto his left, his momentum carried him over. The second one looked like a good tackle from Koke to me.
Yep, the ball into the box then from the resulting corner kick is headed away by Felipe. It's another opportunity though to sling it in the mixer. as well, the ball goes back to Gundogan, who hasn't quite got as good an angle, but he puts the ball in anyway. Stones heads it, but it scrapes off his head and it goes out for a goal kick. So yeah, the referee had a little bit to think about there, and certainly VAR would be in his ear. Certainly looked like Bernardo, for my money, was foul, but I don't know. Take another look.
I think he gets the ball. It's just a corner. That's the right decision.
Anyway, they must have looked at it and come up with the same thought as you there. Just looked at that again and I thought, not so sure how to come up with the same idea. But anyway, the ball back with Oblak, and he just blasted up the field, headed back where it came by Cancelo, and City made a good start to this game. Here is Laporte over the halfway line, finds Ake to his left, and then Raheem Sterling's an easy ball. He'll be closed down by Llorente. The ball back with City, creeping closer. Bernardo now picks it up, and then he's held up. He's got to go back, but finds Raheem Sterling, who is looking good today and lively. And now Bernardo. And City at the moment, just watching the movement from them, I mean, it's eye-catching really, and very difficult for Los Colchoneros to pick up and mark their man. You know, the three centre-backs are going to end up being dragged all over the place, but they seem to be zonal marking rather than picking bodies up, which may be a good thing, or the undoing of them. Anyway, Cancelo controlled it just. He was under massive pressure there, and Lodi really nearly took it off it, but not quite. As City have the ball over the halfway line. This game of chess continues, but it's still City on the attack. There's a nice little turn from Gundogan, ball to the edge of the area, and then a ball slightly behind Cancelo, and it's going to be a throw for Atletico.
Yeah,
and
Rodri's error there. They just tried to up the tempo a little bit, City, as the ball got fizzed into that sort of number 10 position. It came back quickly, and Rodri tried to get it quickly out to the right, but misplaced his pass. I can see City are trying to up the tempo, keep the sort of the pressure on Atleti by high rate of passing and playing the ball into that number 10 position and getting it quickly out again. Obviously, those three centre-backs you mentioned for Atleti, they've got no centre-forward to mark tonight, so it's all about where City can create the overloads. At the moment, it's going to be in the midfield area and try and get De Bruyne into a bit of space there, I think.
Yeah, looks like actually Felipe's in the middle of the three centre-backs at the minute, with Savic out to the right slightly. Are they looking to mark anybody, or are they marking space? Difficult to say, but at the moment when I look at them, they're in a line of five. It's a back five tonight. They're going to make life really difficult for City, and City have got to fizz that ball around as much as they can. Ball chipped over the top now, taken on the chest of Bernardo, but Savic gets a foot in. Will be a throw-in parallel with the edge of the area. Sometimes I think when you defend so deep, it just allows a good team to throw a bit of mud at the wall. If you get shots and maybe a deflection, the ball breaks kindly for one of your guys in the box, then maybe you get that easy goal. But just there, Ake's ball is intercepted, and now a chance for a counter-attack. Griezmann on the ball, not for long. And Raheem Sterling does a great job to win it back. And that's typical of City. They lost it for about a nanosecond there.
Yeah, I mean, possession, it's just it's totally dominated by Manchester City at the moment.
Here is Cancelo, right-hand side. Good-looking little ball into the box, but Felipe gets there first. He just fly-hacks that ball away anyway. Will do. Mahrez now on the ball, and he's got to recycle it. They need to ping this ball about a little bit, don't they? Laporte on the ball, ushered forward, finds De Bruyne, puts an early ball into the box. It's headed away by Vasalco, under no great pressure, and then run out by Llorente toward the halfway line. But immediately he's got bodies around him, and Rodri's too big and strong for him, takes it off him. And the fans are loving that on the far side. They're just not allowing any chance for Atletico to breathe. As Cancelo beats one and then gets a good ball to Mahrez. Well, he had an opportunity to run in space, but he puts an early ball into the box. Might just break for Gundogan. Out comes Oblak, slides and gets the ball.
Yeah, City's approach. I wondered if they were going to put many crosses in tonight. Obviously, they got width. They use width quite a lot. They quite often put balls into the penalty area that don't often look like crosses, but they result in goals nonetheless. On this occasion, they're sticking the ball into the mixer really and hoping the midfielders can make the numbers up in there. And it's Gundogan on this occasion who almost does so before the ball just falls kindly for Oblak.
Elsewhere, Benfica 0, Liverpool 1. Good start for Jurgen Klopp's side. I did them at the weekend. I thought they looked a little bit off it, but clearly back on it tonight in Portugal. No goals in our game, 19 minutes gone, but it's been all Man City really, as we would have expected. And if Atletico are playing on the counter-attack, well, we've seen next to nothing of that. Here's Cancelo now, again making ground. Good ball to De Bruyne, just clips it out of his feet, cannot find Bernardo. Typically Felipe in the middle. And Savic and Felipe, they're both. And it does look, they're just spreading the line of 5 across. The way that Simeone sets them up, they do know how to defend deep. They're very good at it. You know, and he's been doing the same thing with this team for a long time. I mean, ever since they won the La Liga, I thought, I just wondered, you know, what else he needed to do with Simeone. But he just keeps on going, doesn't he? And I think tilting at windmills, really. Anybody who's not Real Madrid or Barcelona with that amount of money, but, you know, can keep them in the hunt. I mean, it's miraculous what he's managed to do, really. The Stones finds Cancelo. Again, Bernardo overlaps him, but he doesn't use him. Cancelo goes back on the inside. And now with Stones, just running his foot over the top of the ball, buys him a little time with Griezmann close to him. Then De Bruyne, crossfield ball from him for Cancelo. Takes it on his chest. And now it looks up, puts a good-looking ball into the box, but Black is there. Mahrez, I think, was the man who was intended at near post. Couldn't quite find him. But they are putting quite a lot of crosses into the box tonight. Yeah,
I was, you know, thinking maybe they would try and be a little bit more patient, but I think what they're doing, they're just trying to get midfielders in the box. They obviously feel as though crosses can still create chances, even if they're not winning the first contact, because the headers, as we saw from the De Bruyne shot that went behind for a corner earlier, it wasn't a great header away, and he picked it up on the edge of the box. So look for that. Probably it might not be the cross that gets the goal. It might be the follow-up shot from somebody lurking on the edge of the box.
Well, for the moment then, we've got a pretty tight game on our hands. 76% possession for Man City. 3 efforts, not one of them on target just yet. And after 21 minutes of the game, maybe a little bit disappointing, but not unremarkable, because it's kind of the game that we thought we were going to get. De Bruyne caught on the ball, Felipe chased him out, but loses the ball. And again, he's back with City on the attack. Kondogbia stands up, but Stones, but the ball goes sideways to De Bruyne, makes a little cut, then tries for the killer ball, looking for Mahrez, but not quite this time. Was it deflected? I think so, because he looked like Mahrez was happy to leave that one, and he did, and it is. It's a corner. So an opportunity here. I keep saying it, but they're not a small team. They take the corner kick short, though. De Bruyne, edge of the area. Bernardo. And he leaves it to Gundogan for the strike. And that ball up in the air, just got underneath it slightly, and it flew into the crowd.
Yeah, I see what they're trying to do from that short corner. There were a couple of them waiting there on the edge of the box, and Gundogan called for it, but he never really set himself for the shot. He was leaning back, and it was blazed over the bar, really. He's not had a great start to the game, Gundogan. We expect so much from him, and he has been, you know, probably one of the most consistent midfielders that City have had in the past couple of seasons, but doesn't seem to be really at his best in the early stages of this game.
Yeah, I think it's one of those games that's quite difficult to shine in, really. But anyway, I thought a bit of a wrecking ball at the moment to Man City, who are trying to attack, just running into numbers of those striped jerseys. Anyway, we are halfway through the first half. You're listening to independent off-tube studio commentary, and it's Champions League quarter-final first leg at the City of Manchester Stadium. No goals just yet. And if there are going to be any in this first half, it's going to be Simon Barlow to describe them.
Cheers, John. And here's an Atleti counter-attack now with João Felix bursting over the halfway line. He's only got one in support. Griezmann towards the far post. He waits for the cavalry to arrive, chops back onto his right foot. Challenge comes in from Cancelo, and he stops the ball from going over the line for a corner before playing it out of his penalty area. He's being chased all the way, though, by Renan Lodi, and the pressure that was put on him there has forced a mistake from the Portuguese. It's going to be an Atleti throw-in. So a little bit of a burst of an attack there from the visitors after absolutely nothing, really, in the opening 22 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it was something, but not much of anything either, was it? Again, I mean, João Felix running with the ball, and when you looked, there were about 8 City players who'd chased back. So Felix and another, I'm assuming Griezmann, against 8 defenders.
That was a mistake from Cancelo. He's been dispossessed by Lodi. Tries to square the ball to Griezmann in the box, and it's a poor ball. And that was an opportunity because Cancelo was caught half asleep there.
He was, but Lodi was terrible, wasn't he? If you're going to be gifted half a chance, we'll use it. You know, I mean, he had a simple ball then to play Lodi, and he made a right mess of it, didn't he? And you just think, well, come on. At that point, he was probably 3 against 3. But, yeah, you feel they're not going to get that many opportunities tonight, so they're going to have to be foot perfect if they want to grab a goal tonight.
Just seen City win a free kick there for what was a wrestling move, I think, on Raheem Sterling. Anyway, they've taken it short, and now Laporte brings it out of defence and plays it square to Stones. Drops it into the feet of Bernardo. Back it goes to Laporte. Now Rodri against his former club. Has it in the midfield area. Looks for Mahrez out right. Instead goes to Stones. Now there's an angle for Cancelo. Little ball into De Bruyne's feet, but he's been dispossessed by Ronaldo. Kondogbia brings it clear. Linking up with Koke. Now João Felix on this left touch line. Knocks it back to the defenders, Lodi and Ronaldo. And now Atleti have a little spell of possession, as it's quickly played out by Koke. Lovely back heel to João Felix. They got an attack on here, Atleti, and it's Koke again, streaking clear, but he was matched all the way by Rodri, who was too canny and too athletic to stop the Atleti midfielders getting the better of him that time, and he wins a free kick.
Yeah, they played some brilliant football just to keep the ball then for half a minute, didn't they? I mean, you know, all of a sudden, and again, they're absolutely swamped. But City are not having to work too hard here, you know. But you can see that, you know, Atletico have got some bits of talent. We saw that from Koke. That little heel from him was clever. But they're going to have to do an awful lot more of that. And they just back and face. And again, it looks like they'd be happy to leave the City of Manchester Stadium with 0-0 tonight.
City back in their usual position, camped out on the edge of the Atleti box. All the red and white shirts behind the ball now, as Stones has it. Faced up by Kondogbia, plays it square to Mahrez. Mahrez looks towards the right touchline, goes back towards the left now. Stones reverses it and plays it back to Mahrez. Left-footed stab pass to Laporte. Sterling is out on his own on the left touchline, but they're going to ignore him again and come inside towards Stones, trying to force it through a very crowded area, and it's just not happening for City there. Too crowded. They've been forced back to the halfway line, but good recovery from Laporte. Finds Cancelo, advances towards the edge of the Atleti box, plays it wide to Mahrez. On his left foot, dribbling and then coming in field. Back to Cancelo, cross towards the back post, headed clear by Felipe. And a good header as well. Gets it all the way back, almost to the halfway line. City back with numbers, though. Atleti covering the ball. Chipped over to the right for Cancelo on the knee. Knocks it back inside to Stones. No real angle to cross, so he plays a good ball out towards the left, and it's on to the possession of Raheem Sterling. Squares it back to Rodri, 25 yards out, playing the ball towards the far post. This is more like it from City. Now, Cancelo, crossing chance for him, buys a yard, chops back onto his left foot. Oh, he tried to get a bit too cute and linked up with Mahrez, and the ball goes behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, it was nice that. Good intentions and all that. I think it's very difficult to get in behind these guys. You know, he's that big line of 5 at the back. But, you know, he very nearly did that. Just needed a little more subtlety. But equally, Mahrez was running onto the ball, but he wasn't by himself, was he? He was marked, and he wouldn't have been able to turn. He's really tight in there. Very difficult to get round the back of him. And City is so good normally at doing that. They might have to think again about their tactics. They're coming up empty so far tonight. They've not had a shot on target.
Yeah, I think you'd say City on top, but tactically, maybe Atleti pretty happy with how things have gone. Good challenge by Ronaldo, stepped in front of Bernardo and wins the ball cleanly. Now, João Felix feeding Koke, back to the Portuguese, little turn from him. He's surrounded by 3-4 blue shirts, and they've won the ball back cleanly as Rodri knocks it back to Cancelo. And now Mahrez, all the way back to Stones. Yeah, this approach from Atleti to just camp out on the edge of the box and be really... I think they're focused on stopping City playing between the lines mainly. It seems to be working. They're frustrating City to a large extent, but they come forward again here with Mahrez. Lovely skill from the Algerian, trying to slip it through to De Bruyne, but Ronaldo just got a foot in, and now Lodi knocks it back to his colleague to clear down the line, who he hasn't done yet. Now he does hoist it forward. Won though by Rodri, drops to Savic against his former club, and now Kondogbia bursting forward. He's got those long legs, got that rangy style, and he comes away to the halfway line, but he's tackled back by Cancelo. Another very good challenge by Man City, and once more they start to come forward now as Ake gets over the halfway line, the Dutchman, and twists and turns, but then he's lost it in contact, and Griezmann slips it into the feet of Koke. Back to Kondogbia, and now João Felix, who's so deep at the moment. He's really one of only 2 strikers that Atleti have got out there tonight. He's been playing almost like an auxiliary midfielder, as has Griezmann, and there's a mistake there at the back, gives the ball away from Oblak, straight out for a throw into Manchester City.
Well, one thing we know that is, when you dedicate you to defending so deep, is when you've got the ball and somebody like Kondogbia looks up, there's actually nobody to pass to. No, he dwelt on the ball, but there was nobody else there, and he's like, well, he thought about it a second, and then the next thing you know, he's having the ball taken off him by Cancelo, and that's their problem. When you defend that deep, you just haven't got an out ball, just allowing City to dominate them. But like I say, doesn't account for anything if they can't get shots on target. Yep,
here comes City down the right with Mahrez. Quickly back in towards Stones. Stones lifts it out towards Sterling. He's got Vrsaljko for company. Takes him on the outside. Vrsaljko gets a foot in, but he's beaten him on the edge. But then a great recovery challenge from the Croatian puts it behind for a Manchester City corner.
Yeah, corner's not a bad thing tonight, is it? Like I said, and I think they've got to do that. They've got to trust themselves to take the man that they've got, take him on, get round him. Cause consternation, try and get round the back. I'm a little bit surprised that Grealish is not in this team tonight. I think it's tailor-made for him and his close skills, really.
Yep, not seen a tackle really in the game that's been mistimed since Kondogbia in the first sort of 5 minutes, as that corner is repelled by Atleti. Comes back to Gundogan. He slips it back to De Bruyne. The corner taker whips in from a better angle. It's straight at Oblak though, and he gathers cleanly in front of his face and then flops on the ball to waste a few seconds.
Again, it's not a bad ball in, is it? Because he's got a couple of bodies in there. Nathan Ake is not the tallest, but he's very good in the air and just couldn't get there. I mean, he was being marked by Felipe though, who again he's marking an area right in the middle.
Yeah.
So it's going to be tough tonight. Like I said, they might have to look at the bench. They've got Grealish and they've got Phil Foden on the bench, who I actually think as well, he's quite good in the air, Phil Foden. So they've got plenty of options.
Just wonder if this is one of those nights that we kind of feared for Manchester City at the start of the season when the Harry Kane deal didn't happen. They've gone into the season essentially without really, or they've been playing most of the season without a centre forward, but this is the sort of night which might cry out for a centre forward. But he's set his stall out in August really, or September I guess, when that move for Kane didn't happen, that they were going to play this way this season. And it's just maybe this is the night where we really see why top teams do need centre forwards. That pointy bit at the end of the whole sort of machine, as now it's cleared by Felipe out of his own penalty area. One for Griezmann to chase, but he's been boxed off there by Ake, and the ball played back to goalkeeper Ederson, who I've got to say, I don't think I've mentioned him in 8 minutes of commentary. I don't think we have mentioned him in 31 minutes of the game yet.
Well, he's had nothing to do, has he? So, why would we mention him? And you're quite right, though. I think, the City team's crying out for a striker. And, Real Madrid have got their Benzema, haven't they? I even think somebody like an Olivier Giroud said a player like that, do you know what I mean? It wouldn't have to be of outstanding quality, but just somebody decent.
Yep.
Just a focal point, really. But they don't play like that, and they're happy enough not to do that. They could have kept Ferran Torres for a season, couldn't they? And they could play Jesus. Not that he's playing as a proper number 9 anyway. He plays as sort of inside right, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. Well. So far, no goals for Manchester City, despite dominating the first 33 minutes of this game, as they have the ball now in midfield. That's a nice ball to Gundogan, who's broken through that first line of defence. Slips it out wide to Sterling, who cuts inside. Maybe he should have gone outside. He almost collided with the referee as he knocks it back to Ake. Atleti, everybody behind the ball again. Rodri striking from range, hits the body of Felipe, comes back to the edge, and it's recycled by City all the way back to Stones, who finds Laporte, former Athletic Bilbao defender. lifts the ball out to the right now, onto the chest of Mahrez, who brings it down, faces up Lodi, plays it into the penalty area for Cancelo, making a good run, but Felipe times his challenge really well. He's had a good game so far, Felipe, and he gets the ball away, and then there's a foul on João Felix by De Bruyne, and João Felix rolling around on the ground, looks up at the referee. De Bruyne's got to be careful. It was a foul, and the referee has taken no further action.
Yeah, let's take a look. How bad was it? It's hardly a foul at all, is it? You know,
no, he's been turned. In fact, he's been turned in an area where that you could say that was a counter-attack opportunity for Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, there was minimal contact though, and he's rolling around, and I think the rolling around probably put the referee right off. Maybe anyway. So, yeah. You know, I mean, he's over-egging his pudding, and he probably knows, and they all probably do. You know, it wouldn't be a bad thing to get De Bruyne booked or João Cancelo tonight. Manchester United got a good, Manchester City, sorry, got a good squad, but it's not that deep, is it? So if they can get rid of a couple tonight, they'd be delighted.
Yeah, it's quite startling to see the names on Manchester City's bench tonight. I mean, quite a lot of these players have got the odd bit of Champions League experience, but Luke Mbete and Conrad Egan-Riley, two names on the bench. Obviously, Scott Carson as well, although he's the third goalkeeper tonight for Manchester City. Anyway, here's João Felix, but dispossessed by Rodri. Another tackle comes in from Lodi. It breaks the way of Stones, who quickly knocks it back to Ederson. Ederson finally getting a touch here, 35 minutes in to this game, off a slightly overhit back pass, but he deals with it well. Kondogbia came to close him down. It's works it forward. Now, there's a bit more space here for Manchester. In transition, Atleti aren't quite getting back everybody behind the ball as quickly as they were before. Now, Bernardo tries to take advantage with his nimble dribbling skills. He knocks it square back to Ake on the City left. 10 minutes before half-time, out to Sterling, who's had no change out of Vasalco so far. Sterling looks up, can't play the ball forward, goes square to Stones. The ex-Everton man, again, careful, thoughtful in possession, slips it to Mahrez coming off the front in a sort of 10 position. Now De Bruyne's gone centre forward here, looking to run in behind. He's played it to Stones. Stones on the edge of the box, dribbling forward, just to over-control that one, and it's away by Lodi. Back to Laporte inside the centre circle. Now Mahrez from deep. Players pointing where they want the ball played. It's gone out wide to Cancelo. Cancelo fists the ball in, but it's straight at Oblak, who gathers cleanly. And again, City's attack comes to nothing.
Yeah, it's almost like a percentage ball into the box there. Did Cancelo look up when he played the ball? Who's he trying to hit? It was just a poor ball, wasn't it, really? But it was a better ball to Cancelo. And I'm still thinking here a couple of things. One is that City need to pot shot, because there's no point just bobbing it around at the edge of the area and getting no reward from it. They've got to at least try. Secondly, players have got to take players on. I don't mind John Stones running into the box there, doing something you know, unusual, if you like. They're not expecting that, you know, and he's drawing bodies towards it. You want that ball to break, don't you? You can beat one, maybe you can pull another one out of position. I think that's the way that they can do it tonight, but it's not going to be easy, is it?
No, I think this has got the makings of what? If you're asking me for a score prediction now, I'll say 1-0 to Man City, maybe, but 0-0 is looking the favourite for me right now, because Atleti do look very, very solid, and Oblak has had, well, he's not been stretched so far. We've played 36 minutes as Bernardo gets it in midfield. Square to Stones. Stones about 30 yards out, trying to thread it through to Cancelo. He's put a lot on that pass, and the Portuguese can't catch up to it. And that is, again, another moment where Manchester City in a position to try and spring the Atleti defence. They've got John Stones on the ball trying to play a killer pass. It's just not in the... He's so far up the pitch because, you know, that's where City are, but you don't want him to be trying to play the ball through like that, really, do you?
No, I mean, he's almost in the position where you might find a sort of orthodox number 10. You know, you talked about Harry Kane, you know, a fulcrum of attack, but he can also drop deep, can't he, and play good ball. And, you know, but John Stones found himself in that position just because everybody's pulled forward.
Could be a chance there. No, it's
offside by a mile.
Lorente, yeah.
Terrible, that, really. Lorente had about 3 yards ahead of the Man City line there, and well, they've defended all right tonight, but going forward, it's left a lot to be desired, hasn't it? They've got 3 players offside in that move.
Yeah, and Lorente was, as you say, a good few yards offside. Here comes City, though, on the counter-attack, though, with De Bruyne. De Bruyne approaching the edge of the penalty area. Gets it out wide. No, he doesn't. Kondogbia read his eyes, got in there, made the challenge, or won the ball, rather, and slipped it inside to a teammate. So, Atleti able to fill the holes when De Bruyne's trying to pick them open, and now it's up towards João Felix. He's lost it, but Kondogbia wins it back. It falls to Rodri. Knocks it back to the halfway line, though. Big negative that from Rodri, but he's not known for his forward passing. He gets it now. Slips it to Gundogan in the hole. Back to the Spaniard, who looks up and plays it right to Mahrez. João Felix in front of him. He's beaten him quite easily, Mahrez. Now, where's he going with the ball? He's running into traffic. So, again, the tactics of Atleti are really crowding out Manchester City at the moment. Wide it goes again. This time it's Cancelo's turn on that flank, but a miscommunication with De Bruyne. Eventually manages to retrieve it. He does well, Cancelo, because that pass from De Bruyne was just a straight ball back to him, but he haired off down the right-hand side anyway.
I'll tell you what, I mean, it's turning into a game of five-a-side almost, isn't it? You know, they're in such a short area, aren't they? You little triangles here and there. It's all like a training exercise, really. But they're still struggling to get round the back of this Atletico team. We've got a real solid back five there today.
That's the ball out towards De Bruyne. Early ball from him is too close to a black again. And again, the goalkeeper has had very little to deal with in this first 39 minutes from Manchester City.
I think patience might be the watchword here, because you feel like eventually something's going to work out for them. They're working the ball. They're very talented players. I want somebody to go on and beat somebody and make that big gap and stretch the defence a little bit more. I want to be braver on the ball, perhaps. But I feel it will. I feel it'll come. Like you said, though, 0-0 might be the favourite. I'd still be thinking about sneaky 1 or 2-0. And once they do get that goal, I think it will make their life a little bit easier. But you can say, you know, that's the same for them against anybody. Yeah, and in the Premier League, we see that. As soon as they get one, it opens up a little bit.
There's De Bruyne in the box in a bit of a sandwich between two defenders. Goes down looking for a penalty.
Chance.
They are begging referee Kovacs for a decision there, and there's absolutely nothing for the referee to do apart from tell City's players there's no penalty. As Ronaldo knocks it down the line. A little ball back from Koke. Lodi chips it down the line further. Koke's gone down. The referee has given the free kick. There were hands on the Spanish international, and it's just a free kick to Atletico Madrid. We've seen the De Bruyne touch. The touch took it away, really, from him, and then he felt a bit of contact from Felipe. Well, he's not trying to knock De Bruyne over. De Bruyne actually goes into him, really, there, doesn't he?
I think the thing is, he'd lost control of the ball there.
Yeah.
If his first touch should have been better and it's on his toe end, then you think maybe he's got a chance of making that stick. But the ball broke away from him, and then that was that. You know, whatever contact, you could just say, well, they tangled, and it didn't matter because he didn't have the ball. Liverpool have made it 2-0, by the way. I think Mane's added to Konate's opener. Easy for them, seemingly.
Yeah, I mean, this is all great news for Liverpool in their quadruple bid, because they play Manchester City, of course, aren't they, next weekend? And then these two sides, Liverpool and Man City, that is, play in the FA Cup semi-final the week after. So big couple of weeks here for both Liverpool and Manchester City. At the moment, Liverpool have the advantage in the European scene anyway. City with the ball, approaching half-time at the Etihad, 0-0. And Laporte passing it wide to Ake. Ake gets it out of his feet, looking to cross. No, he doesn't. There were only 2 City players in the box and about 5, maybe 6 red and white shirts, so it's probably not the best sort of percentage to play that ball into. So City work it back patiently again to the halfway line for Laporte. Now Rodri picks it up in 10 yards of space. His pass picked off there by Felipe. He's having a very good game, but he's then lost it to Sterling. He jogs back to his defensive station. Plenty of cover back there when he made his foray forward anyway. Gundogan looks again. He's looking forward and backwards, and the pass is picked off by Rodri's pass picked off by Kondogbia, but then given away by Atleti to Bernardo, who goes down edge of the box looking for a free kick. Referee had a look at that. City want the free kick. It's not coming their way. Atleti knock it away towards Lodi, who wins an aerial. No, it doesn't. It's been won by Cancelo, that, and it falls for Mahrez, and City have the ball back.
Yeah, Bernardo's desperate to win a free kick there at the edge of the area. He's trying to drag the ball into a challenge and go down, but it didn't look convincing, did it?
No.
I would be thinking about taking Gundogan off at the break if it continues like this. I think Grealish might be better served, as we see a shot from Stones fly over the top of the goal frame again. They haven't managed a shot on target in this half. They may have dominated it, but they've got nothing to show for it, and really Jana Black has had nothing to do.
Yeah, City just got to stay patient. You you're absolutely right. You say that they've got players on the bench, or they've got things they can do tactically to improve on this, maybe. But maybe they don't necessarily come off, and maybe they don't have to win tonight to win this tie. I think, go to Atleti all square. It's not a disaster for this team. They can win anywhere. Atleti, they've got players on yellow cards. Are they going to all be fit and available for this? I mean, you can say the same for the City players, I suppose, as well. But there is a bit more depth there, I think, in the attacking areas from Manchester City. Last minute of the first half, and it's still 0-0. Pep Guardiola is in an animated conversation with one of his close confidants on the City bench, as the throw-in is taken by Atleti. It's won back, though, by the home side, who have it now. Maybe one last attack available to them, with Rodri slipping it to Gundogan, back to the Spaniard. Mahrez got his arm up, wanting the ball wide right. Cancelo is pretty tucked in now, his supporting act. Goes wide to the Algerian. Is he going to drop a shoulder and go on the outside for once? No, he comes back on his favoured left, knocks it square to Stones. Again, back to Rodri. Stones and Rodri are sort of in that sort of pivot position, really, where they're the ones who usually would be a little bit further back, but they're so high up the pitch that they're the ones that really need to be playing the forward passes, and they're going square, and they're going backwards, and they're not finding any way through. And again, Rodri's pass picked off by Lodi. Now João Felix back to the Brazilian. Quick ball inside, but straight to Laporte. City have it again inside the final minute of the first half. Sterling, engaged by Vasalco, goes down, wins a free kick right in front of the referee's nose, and City take it quickly. They want to get this ball out wide again. Sterling is bounced up, and he's on the edge of the box, jinking away with support from De Bruyne. A challenge comes in from Felipe, and he to slam that one 60 yards down the pitch, as far away from his own penalty area as he could.
Yeah, he's a one-man wrecking ball tonight, isn't he, Felipe? He's having a great game.
It's this type of game, and isn't it? It's just pure defending. He doesn't have to bring the ball out of defence, doesn't have to do anything out of his comfort zone. It's just literally see ball, kick ball.
Yeah, he's reading it so well, though, isn't he? He's having a cracking game so far. Like I said, proper wrecking ball. We're nearly at the end of the half. Absolutely no added time. Why would you? Nothing's happened, really. Anyway, there we go. We've reached a break at the City of Manchester Stadium. It is Man City 0, Atletico Madrid 0. It's half-time at the City of Manchester Stadium in the quarter-final Champions League first leg, and nothing has happened. Well, something has happened, obviously, but not much. Atletico Madrid have sat back their back five, not much of a gap between them and the midfielders, all defending the goal of Jana Black, who's not had a save to make. All the shots and efforts have gone wide from Cancelo, De Bruyne, Laporte, Gundogan and Stones as well. A sleepy first half. Half-time at the City of Manchester Stadium in the quarter-final Champions League first leg, and nothing has happened. Well, something has happened, obviously, but not much. Atletico Madrid have sat back their back five, not much of a gap between them and the midfielders, all defending the goal of Jana Black, who's not had a save to make. All the shots and efforts have gone wide from Cancelo, De Bruyne, Laporte, Gundogan and Stones as well. A sleepy first half. Half-time at the City of Manchester Stadium in the quarter-final Champions League first leg, and nothing has happened. Well, something has happened, obviously, but not much. Atletico Madrid have sat back their back five, not much of a gap between them and the midfielders, all defending the goal of Jana Black, who's not had a save to make. All the shots and efforts have gone wide from Cancelo, De Bruyne, Laporte, Gundogan and Stones as well. A sleepy first half. Half-time at the City of Manchester Stadium in the quarter-final Champions League first leg, and nothing has happened. Well, something has happened, obviously, but not much. Atletico Madrid have sat back their back five, not much of a gap between them and the midfielders, all defending the goal of Jana Black, who's not had a save to make. All the shots and efforts have gone wide from Cancelo, De Bruyne, Laporte, Gundogan and Stones as well. A sleepy first half. Half-time at the City of Manchester Stadium in the quarter-final Champions League first leg, and nothing has happened. Well, something has happened, obviously, but not much. Atletico Madrid have sat back, their back five, not much of a gap between them and the midfielders, all defending the goal of Jana Black, who's not had a save to make. All the shots and efforts have gone wide from Cancelo, De Bruyne, Laporte, Gundogan and Stones as well. A sleepy first half. Half-time at the City of Manchester Stadium in the quarter-final Champions League first leg, and nothing has happened. Well, something has happened, obviously, but not much. Atletico Madrid have sat back, their back five, not much of a gap between them and the midfielders, all defending the goal of Jana Black, who's not had a save to make. All the shots and efforts have gone wide from Cancelo, De Bruyne, Laporte, Gundogan and Stones as well. A sleepy first half. Half-time at the City of Manchester Stadium in the quarter-final Champions League first leg, and nothing has happened. Well, something has happened, obviously, but not much. Atletico Madrid have sat back, their back five, not much of a gap between them and the midfielders, all defending the goal of Jana Black, who's not had a save to make. All the shots and efforts have gone wide from Cancelo, De Bruyne, Laporte, Gundogan and Stones as well. A sleepy first half. Half-time at the City of Manchester Stadium in the quarter-final Champions League first leg, and nothing has happened. Well, something has happened, obviously, but not much. Atletico Madrid have sat back, their back five, not much of a gap between them and the midfielders, all defending the goal of Jana Black, who's not had a save to make. All the shots and efforts have gone wide from Cancelo, De Bruyne, Laporte, Gundogan and Stones as well. A sleepy first half. Half-time at the City of Manchester Stadium in the quarter-final Champions League first leg, and nothing has happened. Well, something has happened, obviously, but not much. Atletico Madrid have sat back, their back five, not much of a gap between them and the midfielders, all defending the goal of Jana Black, who's not had a save to make. All the shots and efforts have gone wide from Cancelo, De Bruyne, Laporte, Gundogan and Stones as well. A sleepy first half. Half-time at the City of Manchester Stadium in the quarter-final Champions League first leg, and nothing has happened. Well, something has happened, obviously, but not much. Atletico Madrid have sat back, their back five, not much of a gap between them and the midfielders, all defending the goal of Jana Black, who's not had a save to make. All the shots and efforts have gone wide from Cancelo, De Bruyne, Laporte, Gundogan and Stones as well. A sleepy first half. Half-time at the City of Manchester Stadium in the quarter-final Champions League first leg, and nothing has happened. Well, something has happened, obviously, but not much. Atletico Madrid have sat back, their back five, not much of a gap between them and the midfielders, all defending the goal of Jana Black, who's not had a save to make. All the shots and efforts have gone wide from Cancelo, De Bruyne, Laporte, Gundogan and Stones as well. A sleepy first half. Half-time at the City of Manchester Stadium in the quarter-final Champions League first leg, and nothing has happened. Well, something has happened, obviously, but not much. Atletico Madrid have sat back, their back five, not much of a gap between them and the midfielders, all defending the goal of Jana Black, who's not had a save to make. All the shots and efforts have gone wide from Cancelo, De Bruyne, Laporte, Gundogan and Stones as well. A sleepy first half. Half-time at the City of Manchester Stadium in the quarter-final Champions League first leg, and nothing has happened. Well, something has happened, obviously, but not much. Atletico Madrid have sat back, their back five, not much of a gap between them and the midfielders, all defending the goal of Jana Black, who's not had a save to make. All the shots and efforts have gone wide from Cancelo, De Bruyne, Laporte, Gundogan and Stones as well. A sleepy first half. Half-time at the City of Manchester Stadium in the quarter-final Champions League first leg, and nothing has happened. Well, something has happened, obviously, but not much. Atletico Madrid have sat back, their back five, not much of a gap between them and the midfielders, all defending the goal of Jana Black, who's not had a save to make. All the shots and efforts have gone wide from Cancelo, De Bruyne, Laporte, Gundogan and Stones as well. A sleepy first half. Half-time at the City of Manchester Stadium in the quarter-final Champions League first leg, and nothing has happened. Well, something has happened now, obviously, but not much. Atletico Madrid, they've sat back, their back five, not much of a gap between them and the midfielders, all defending the goal of Jana Black, who's not had a save to make. All the shots and efforts have gone wide from Cancelo, De Bruyne, Laporte, Gundogan and Stones as well. A sleepy first half. Half-time at the City of Manchester Stadium in the quarter-final Champions League first leg, and nothing has happened. Well, something has happened now, obviously, but not much. Atletico Madrid, they've sat back, their back five, not much of a gap between them and the midfielders, all defending the goal of Jana Black, who's not had a save to make. All the shots and efforts have gone wide from Cancelo, De Bruyne, Laporte, Gundogan and Stones as well. A sleepy first half. Half-time at the City of Manchester Stadium in the quarter-final Champions League first leg, and nothing has happened. Well, something has happened now, obviously, but not much. Atletico Madrid, they've sat back, their back five, not much of a gap between them and the midfielders, all defending the goal of Jana Black, who's not had a save to make. All the shots and efforts have gone wide from Cancelo, De Bruyne, Laporte, Gundogan and Stones as well. A sleepy first half. Half-time at the City of Manchester Stadium in the quarter-final Champions League first leg, and nothing has happened. Well, something has happened now, obviously, but not much. Atletico Madrid, they've sat back, their back five, not much of a gap between them and the midfielders, all defending the goal of Jana Black, who's not had a save to make. All the shots and efforts have gone wide from Cancelo, De Bruyne, Laporte, Gundogan and Stones as well. A sleepy first half. Half-time at the City of Manchester Stadium in the quarter-final Champions League first leg, and nothing has happened. Well, something has happened now, obviously, but not much. Atletico Madrid, they've sat back, their back five, not much of a gap between them and the midfielders, all defending the goal of Jana Black, who's not had a save to make. All the shots and efforts have gone wide from Cancelo, De Bruyne, Laporte, Gundogan and Stones as well. A sleepy first half. Half-time at the City of Manchester Stadium in the quarter-final Champions League first leg, and nothing has happened. Well, something has happened now, obviously, but not much. Atletico Madrid, they've sat back, their back five, not much of a gap between them and the midfielders, all defending the goal of Jana Black, who's not had a save to make. All the shots and efforts have gone wide from Cancelo, De Bruyne, Laporte, Gundogan and Stones as well. A sleepy first half. Half-time at the City of Manchester Stadium in the quarter-final Champions League first leg, and nothing has happened. Well, something has happened now, obviously, but not much. Atletico Madrid, they've sat back, their back five, not much of a gap between them and the midfielders, all defending the goal of Jana Black, who's not had a save to make. All the shots and efforts have gone wide from Cancelo, De Bruyne, Laporte, Gundogan and Stones as well. A sleepy first half. Half-time at the City of Manchester Stadium in the quarter-final Champions League first leg, and nothing has happened. Well, something has happened now, obviously, but not much. Atletico Madrid, they've sat back, their back five, not much of a gap between them and the midfielders, all defending the goal of Jana Black, who's not had a save to make. All the shots and efforts have gone wide from Cancelo, De Bruyne, Laporte, Gundogan and Stones as well. A sleepy first half. Half-time at the City of Manchester Stadium in the quarter-final Champions League first leg, and nothing has happened. Well, something has happened now, obviously, but not much. Atletico Madrid, they've sat back, their back five, not much of a gap between them and the midfielders, all defending the goal of Jana Black, who's not had a save to make. All the shots and efforts have gone wide from Cancelo, De Bruyne, Laporte, Gundogan and Stones as well. A sleepy first half. Half-time at the City of Manchester Stadium in the quarter-final Champions League first leg, and nothing has happened. Well, something has happened now, obviously, but not much. Atletico Madrid, they've sat back, their back five, not much of a gap between them and the midfielders, all defending the goal of Jana Black, who's not had a save to make. All the shots and efforts have gone wide from Cancelo, De Bruyne, Laporte, Gundogan and Stones as well. A sleepy first half. Half-time at the City of Manchester Stadium in the quarter-final Champions League first leg, and nothing has happened. Well, something has happened now, obviously, but not much. Atletico Madrid, they've sat back, their back five, not much of a gap between them and the midfielders, all defending the goal of Jana Black, who's not had a save to make. All the shots and efforts have gone wide from Cancelo, De Bruyne, Laporte, Gundogan and Stones as well. A sleepy first half. Half-time at the City of Manchester Stadium in the quarter-final Champions League first leg, and nothing has happened. Well, something has happened now, obviously, but not much. Atletico Madrid, they've sat back, their back five, not much of a gap between them and the midfielders, all defending the goal of Jana Black, who's not had a save to make. All the shots and efforts have gone wide from Cancelo, De Bruyne, Laporte, Gundogan and Stones as well. A sleepy first half. Half-time at the City of Manchester Stadium in the quarter-final Champions League first leg, and nothing has happened. Well, something has happened now, obviously, but not much. Atletico Madrid, they've sat back, their back five, not much of a gap between them and the midfielders, all defending the goal of Jana Black, who's not had a save to make. All the shots and efforts have gone wide from Cancelo, De Bruyne, Laporte, Gundogan and Stones as well. A sleepy first half. Half-time at the City of Manchester Stadium in the quarter-final Champions League first leg, and nothing has happened. Well, something has happened now, obviously, but not much. Atletico Madrid, they've sat back, their back five, not much of a gap between them and the midfielders, all defending the goal of Jana Black, who's not had a save to make. All the shots and efforts have gone wide from Cancelo, De Bruyne, Laporte, Gundogan and Stones as well. A sleepy first half. Half-time at the City of Manchester Stadium in the quarter-final Champions League first leg, and nothing has happened. Well, something has happened now, obviously, but not much. Atletico Madrid, they've sat back, their back five, not much of a gap between them and the midfielders, all defending the goal of Jana Black, who's not had a save to make. All the shots and efforts have gone wide from Cancelo, De Bruyne, Laporte, Gundogan and Stones as well. A sleepy first half. Half-time at the City of Manchester Stadium in the quarter-final Champions League first leg, and nothing has happened. Well, something has happened now, obviously, but not much. Atletico Madrid, they've sat back, their back five, not much. Right then, fingers crossed something will happen in this second half, but I wouldn't count on it. It's 0-0, and if it was 0-0 after 90 minutes, we wouldn't be too surprised. I'm John Hogan, joined by Simon Barlow, and well, it was a bit of a snooze fest the first half, which may be all great news for Simeone's team, but not great to watch or indeed commentate on.
No, it wasn't an eventful first half at all. We said more interest, there was maybe a chance there for Atleti.
Well, definitely offside there. Again, Llorente stole 3 yards. There's no way that he was onside there. You know, let's take a look at him again. Ake's done well there, hasn't he? He sends him on his way. But yeah, you couldn't be more offside than Llorente there. So back to where we were.
Yeah.
And we didn't see much of the away team, did we, first half?
Not as an attacking threat at all, no. You know, João Felix tried his best early stages, but he then eventually sort of filed back into a sort of auxiliary left wing-back role, you know, playing with sort of almost 2 wing-backs on either side now, with Llorente doubling up as well. So it is mega negative from Atleti, but of course, you know, they'd be well happy with a 0-0 tonight. They'd be well happy to get back to the Wanda Metropolitano all square. I don't think City need to press the panic button at all. You know, they can be their own worst enemies if they do that. They've just got to, you know, basically try and be a little bit more inventive in the final third. You know, try and play those longer passes that we saw from in the first few minutes. They've completely gone out of the repertoire now.
De Bruyne, ball into the box, great turn by Gundogan. His right foot curling shot has gone wide. He's claiming that maybe he got a touch off the keeper or one of the defenders there. It looks like they're lining up for a corner. What do we think?
No, that should be a goal kick for me.
Yeah. Well, they've given a corner anyway. But now an opportunity on the counter-attack, a real chance here for Atletico making ground. Then is Griezmann, he's got pace to burn. Ball out to the right-hand side, but asking a lot from Llorente. That was a break for Griezmann. He maybe feels he was pulled down there. I mean, once this kid gets free, absolute pace to burn. But Referee's having a word with Stones here. Is there a foul being given? Well, that was a really good chance for Atletico.
Well, was there a foul on the halfway line? Because as he burst past, he's basically held round the waist briefly by Gundogan, who again he's trying to, grapple his shirt as he gets back at him. Gundogan there. Gundogan was in big trouble because Griezmann had just got the legs on him and he was trying to grab anything he could of the Frenchman to try and stop his progress. Really dangerous attack that from Atleti, and it's come from Man City's corner. So they've got to be so careful. Like I said, City should probably, they've just got to basically try and do what they're doing now a little bit better, but don't panic. Because if they make silly passes like that and get picked off, then bad things could happen at the other end. 0-0 is not a bad result for Man City tonight, I don't think.
I'll tell you what, if that had been 5 years ago, I'd have backed Griezmann to outpace Gundogan and get his shot away on Ederson's goal. It just backed out of it a bit for me there, Griezmann, because there's no way that Gundogan should have been able to catch up with him in the first place. But even when he did, he's like a desperate upsides him,
Yeah.
And then Griezmann decides to pass. I thought he bottled it a bit there.
Yeah, maybe his legs were going a little bit towards the end of that run. He's gone from a standing start from virtually on the edge of his own penalty area to get to close to the Man City penalty area. And I think by that stage, the legs are gone a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'd guess he's more a sprinter, isn't he, than a marathon runner. And
yeah,
just on the maybe the slightly heavy ground, I'm making excuses. The other thing was he controlled the ball. He allowed Gundogan to run a straight line at him when he's lost a bit of ground with his touch. With the ball's gone a little bit wider than he wanted. I'm making excuses for him there because I just thought, back in when he was at Sociedad, he seemed to fashion chances from the halfway line and able to run that far. Anyway. Here, Man City again on the ball with Rodri, De Bruyne. He's able to turn right-hand side. His attempted cross is deflected out for a corner kick.
Yep, better from Man City, getting in the ball to De Bruyne on the edge of the penalty area. Previously, when he got the ball like that, he'd been looking to just tuck it round the corner. This time he takes a touch, gets the cross in, and it brings them a corner. So they've got to make something like this count now, Man City. Set piece is going to be crucial tonight. They're going to win a lot of them because they have a lot of pressure in this half. Got to make one of them count.
De Bruyne now with the corner. It's taken short. Mahrez now puts the ball into the box, headed away by that man again, who is a ball magnet tonight. Felipe, he constantly getting in the way. Another ball comes in, this time ahead, I think, by Savic away as Koke gets the ball out of his feet to João Felix. A good ball from him. Now is Griezmann. He's got Llorente on the overlap. If he can use him, he can find him. Into the box he goes. Oh, what a tame shot. But it's a shot on target, and it's the first of the game. 2
corners for Man City, 2 counter-attacks that almost resulted in great chances for Atleti. That one does actually result in a great chance, and you'd expect better from Llorente. But like you say, it was a fairly weak shot with his less favoured left foot in the end. I think that. Oh no, it was his right foot, wasn't it? But it felt like a left foot shot because it was so sort of weak in its execution. But City, what are they doing? They play short corners. The cross goes in, and they're not able to pick up the ball from the headed clearance, and they're exposed on a counter attack.
Yeah, it's weird, this, isn't it? And it's typical Simeone stuff. This, well, you've got to pick a pocket or two, don't you? And he knows how to do that. City have just got to play better. I don't know what they talked about at half time.
The Artful Dodger.
Yeah, something like that. But they've really got to pick it up somehow. At the moment, it's like, we'll go out, we'll be patient, this, that, and the other. But they need a bit of a rocket up them as well. We talk about patience in the game, but the best thing they could do right now is get their head down and grab a goal. That would make the game an awful lot simpler for them. So a lot of hard work now, be a bit less ponderous, but on the ball, everybody's taking 3-4 touches now for City. Here is Rodri. Can he do something? Finds Ake left-hand side, gets it out with his feet, finds Bernardo. Bernardo tries to get the cross in, he's blocked away. Back to Rodri, the edge of the box, left-hand side, and Bernardo takes a touch, 2, 3, 4, and the ball goes backwards. Need to fizz that ball around, or at least get to a position where they've 1 against 1, as Mahrez is brought down to ground. Referee's called out a free kick. I thought they were a little bit unlucky there, Atletico, and who was that? A judge to have brought Mahrez down. Well, in actual fact, it's Ronaldo, but And he's one of those who's got to be careful.
He gets the ball. You're absolutely right. Yeah, it's not a free kick because he gets the ball. Does the referee see that faint touch that he gets? He'll probably say he didn't, but it's a mistake because Ronaldo definitely gets the ball, and now his team are facing a dangerous free kick situation.
Yeah, they really are. It's a good spot, this. It's for a left hand, or for a kick from a left footer. You would have thought on the right hand side suits a lefty. A Black sets a wall up. Mahrez and De Bruyne stood over it. You've got to fancy Mahrez here, but it's fairly central too. Quite a long way out. Going to be difficult to beat Black from here. But hope springs eternal. You can get the ball up and down. You would fancy from this kind of range. Anyway, going to have to be a good hit to trouble the keeper. There's well, Mahrez, I think, is going to be favourite. De Bruyne stood there as well. You never know. I didn't see who put the ball down. It's usually that person, isn't it? As referee sorts the wall out. Mahrez makes a move toward the ball, and then he moves away from it. It's going to be De Bruyne. And it's a little ball from him. And then Mahrez is fouled again, and he's a bit closer this time. And it'll suit to right and left footer. Is that Kondogbia has come out, and has he given away a yellow card here?
No, it's Lodi. So it's Renan Lodi who's committed the foul. He's still on the ground holding his leg to try and avoid any further censure from the referee. But he's stretching, and that could be a yellow card. Yeah, that's a yellow card challenge.
Yeah, definitely caught him there, didn't he? His desperation there from Lodi as Mahrez takes a touch that takes it round him, and he's brought to the ground. But this is a free kick in a really dangerous area. I've little doubt here that we're going to see De Bruyne's right foot. But of course, now Mahrez in position as well for the disguise left footer, and either one from this angle. It's just outside the D, and it's in a perfect position, really. Again, a great chance to get that ball up and down. De Bruyne looks a bit more meaningful on the ball. We've got a man, Koke is lying beneath the four-man wall at the minute. Llorente turns to make sure the four-man wall is set. The referee just having a word. De Bruyne with the strike. Oh, and it's on target. And he saved it, and then just booted the ball away at his feet. It's a good sort of double save from a Black there as João Felix brought down by Riyad Mahrez, and that will be a free kick.
Yeah, and again, you could say there's maybe a yellow card for Cancelo because he stopped a dangerous, or potentially dangerous counter-attack very early on in its tracks there. Just going back to the save, though, from Oblak. He sees it late round the wall, doesn't quite get the initial save he wants to because he puts it back into a dangerous area, but he has the presence of mind to scoop it away with his legs. Another fantastic bit of reaction there from Oblak. But I think Cancelo could easily have been yellow carded on the foul he made as Atleti were trying to stage the counter-attack. This referee seems to have forgotten his cards tonight because there's a few challenges now which you think were sort of worthy of a yellow card. Yeah,
he keeping a watching brief on the game, isn't he? And loath to put the or get the cards out for Pep, but anybody but Matthew Lahoz, I think, really. Nunes has got one back for Benfica. That's just 2-1 now. What we give for a goal, but at least we've had shots on target in this second half now. Was a pocket picked by Mahrez, takes it off Kondogbia, then he's fouled by, is that Koke? I think it was.
He's holding him round his waist. You know, what more do you want for it to be actually, you know, almost fit the description of a yellow card? He's chopped him at the legs. He was holding him prior to that as well.
Yeah, that's a yellow card all day, isn't it? I mean, he might as well have rugby tackled him there. You know, Mahrez has wriggled round him and he's gone. You know, it should be a yellow card. Ball into the box, chance for Raheem Sterling now. He puts the ball across. He reckons there's a deflection there. He's looking for a corner kick. I don't know if Raheem Sterling is looking to shoot there or just promote the ball forward into somebody else's path. It's a clever free kick from De Bruyne, though. Yeah,
really good. The last quick free kick they took, or wasn't it quick? It was a training ground, wasn't it? The one that won them the free kick closer in, which then produced the save by Oblak. But this is, again, it's quick thinking, a little bit of an eyes from De Bruyne, and Sterling is in, and really on his swinger, his left foot, he perhaps should be getting that on target. You know, he's inside the penalty area, he's an international class player, he just drags it badly wide.
Well, we're going to see wholesale changes for Atletico. One of them, I saw Rodrigo de Paul, saw his number, didn't see anybody else's, but there's 3 of them about to come on. As City now have the ball back with Stones. 58 minutes gone. It is goalless at the City of Manchester Stadium, who know they have to be patient. The Champions League has not necessarily been their friend since they've had bottomless pits of cash. It's the one thing you can't buy, really. So far, Guardiola has been close, no closer really than last season, where I felt that as soon as Rudiger had bounced De Bruyne, it was kind of over for me, the contest. But anyway, ball across there, and Vrsaljko heads it out. Again, City's still doing all the pressing, but again, it's a bit like throwing mud at the wall.
Yeah, dangerous cross put in there by Cancelo. Vrsaljko has to head it behind. He's not sure what's behind him, but yeah, I can see City's pressure is going to create some chances in this half. You know, first half they were slinging crosses in, and Atleti's defence by and large dealt with them. But there's just a bit more sort of, I don't know, a bit more desperation about City in this half, and it could actually lead to an Atleti goal at the other end, because they're often overcommitting in their bid to try and get the opening goal.
Yeah, and here an opportunity. Can Griezmann hold the ball up? He claims a foul there and goes down, rolling around. Not sure if referee bought that one, but, well, Bernardo Silva, if you believe the team sheets today, was the man charged with playing centre-forward. But typically for him, he's running back to help out, and he makes definite contact with Griezmann. And again, you know, when you look at that again, you think, well, he's missed the ball by a mile and he brings somebody down. As well, Koke is one of those going to go off, so he hands the skipper's armband to Oblak.
Yeah, he's getting tired. Saw it in the challenge he made just moments ago on Mahrez, which didn't get him a yellow card. Clearly, the manager knows that he's perhaps not fully match fit yet, having had time out through injury, and he decided to take him out of the firing line here and make sure he's okay for the second leg.
Griezmann is another one who's off, with Angel Correa coming on in his place. We saw with that run, didn't we, just after half-time, where I just thought, how come he's not got the legs to get there anymore? And Llorente being replaced by Matheus Cunha. So, fresh legs, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, Cunha's a striker. He could be more of a threat than Felix and Griezmann, to be honest, in the way this game's going, because counter-attacks now. He's got pace, he's got directness. I like what he's done there. You know, Correa will run all day, so you know you'll get plenty of energy from him. But what you'll get from Cunha is a sort of you know, a guy who will really scare the City defense. City will try and push up to the halfway line, as they always do, and squeeze the game. But you leaving space for someone like Cunha to run in behind, you could be in trouble.
So still 0-0 then at the Etihad. Not much to write home about this, but the game from being quite boring first half has got a bit more interesting, I think, the second half. Atletico have got teeth, and we've seen them. They've had a break and a counter-attack. They've had the first shot on target even, and that was Llorente, but he's been hauled off. We saw a De Bruyne free kick get saved by a Black, but he's still pretty cagey, as De Bruyne now is on the ball left-hand side. He's going to get a right foot cross to the far post, over it. A bit too much adrenaline in that one, chopped underneath it, and that will be a goal kick.
Yeah, I mean, that's something we've not really seen up until this point. De Bruyne in a wide area. He's been almost exclusively operating down the middle of the pitch, that sort of central strip, but he is very good at creating from out wide. He puts a good ball in, and he's, I think, maybe just started to get the signal to move into those areas to try and break the game open a little bit more.
So maybe a chance now for one of the new men, Cunha on the ball. And he's driven out to wide there, and then Laporte will just put that ball out. I don't know I think it's a throw parallel with the edge of the area rather than a corner, showing he's a little bit of pace there. Matheus Cunha, and I think it is a throw. So an opportunity. Can Vrsaljko deliver a decent ball? And he just lobs it in, immediately chest control, immediately won back by City, but De Bruyne can't make his move stick. Then Savic picks it up, chips it down the line. But it's almost like they've forgotten how to attack. They've been defending for so long, and that was a poor ball.
Yeah, just a miscommunication there. Savic was trying to play it through to Vrsaljko. Vrsaljko was worried about the offside. Credit City maybe for stepping up there, because Vrsaljko couldn't really commit to a run then, because he wasn't sure of Savic when he was going to play the pass, and so he just ran behind for a goal kick.
So, long ball, and Raheem Sterling goes down, and he's claiming foul play. Felipe is not interested, just shrugs his shoulders, the Portuguese. Let's take another look at that. Wow. I mean, there's no great attempt to play the ball there. I mean, for me...
He's taking a risk, isn't he? You have to say, the defender's taking a risk by doing that.
Yeah, it was a bit iffy that. He just about got away with that one, but it's a real borderline, that. Anyway, our VAR referee didn't bother himself about that too much. Paolo Valeri, the Italian. This is a corner kick now for Man City. They've got a loaded box. In comes the ball to the far post. I've got the heads on. It's on the roof of the net from Llorente. He rose. He was up in the air a long time there, Simon. I just thought he's almost there too soon.
Yeah, he's leaning back. Good run. He's beaten Felipe to get to the header, but when he gets there, he's trying to twist in the air. It was almost a mistake there by Atleti, but yeah, they are creating chances now, Man City. You know, they're steadily coming. You know, first half it was one chance every 45 minutes. Now it's more like one chance every 5 minutes for Man City. So something could happen soon, I think, in this game.
Game's opening up a bit as players get a little bit more tired, don't they? Laporte there with a header, but it didn't work out. As Felix goes back to win the ball. Sloppy passing from City this time. Gundogan nearly picks a pocket there and catches Kondogbia. And he's down screaming, holding his ankle, but his teammates want to play on, and they do. Felix then with the ball, looking for players out the left-hand side. He's got Cooney and Correa in the middle, and Vrsaljko into the box. As Ake makes a bit of a mess of his clearance, and that means that he's got to be helped out. De Bruyne then just hooking it over his head. Savic now looking for the ball forward. And I thought that ball was on this time. Anyway, Kondogbia now with the ball to the far post. And they might just about to keep it in down the left-hand side. An opportunity for Lodi. Can he deliver a ball in? He can, but not a good one. As City now with Raheem Sterling make the breakout, but Bernardo can't make it stick to De Bruyne. And this game all of a sudden is opened up a bit and going end-to-end. There's some tired bodies out there, and you know, one or two misplaced passes, and the game's getting a bit more stretched.
Yeah, I think you say Man City look a bit more tired right now than Atleti, but Atleti have just made that raft of changes. But here's Pep Guardiola to answer, back with 3 substitutions of his own coming up shortly.
Yeah, and it's the 3 that you'd expect to really. Foden, Jesus and Grealish. I don't know what he's thinking about that, just maybe fresh legs out there against some tired defenders. But anyway, City come forward again with Rodri, and he now very nearly gives the ball away. In fact, he did for a brief second, but he wins it back off at João Felix, and the ball goes all the way back to Ederson. Man City 0, Atletico 0. And in the other game, I think it's still 2-1 to Liverpool. We'll have to check that out as City come forward again with Rodri on the ball. Indeed, Liverpool still have that slender advantage, a 1-goal game that. But there's not much between these two teams. A Rizla at the minute as City come forward again. And then the ball chipped into the box looking for Mahrez, but they can't find him. Kondogbia picks it up. And then Lodi trying to break round the shackles of a challenge, but now it's with Bernardo Silva. Better ball to De Bruyne, looking for Raheem Sterling, blocked off the ball. And what's the referee doing here? I don't think Raheem Sterling was going to get there, no. But equally, I just wonder if Ronaldo there, you know, was just a little bit too strong. I mean, it was a cutthroat challenge that. Had the ball been a bit closer to Raheem Sterling, maybe our VAR referee would have looked at that slightly differently. I think that's what saved a penalty there.
My first reaction was no penalty. He's gone down a few times tonight, Raheem Sterling, and he's not got many decisions. Well, he's not got any decisions really from this referee. I don't know whether it's just the way he goes down or whether there is just not enough contact really in the penalty area for him to go down.
I'm not thinking he's sort of play acting out there. I feel like there's been enough contact with him, but the ball's not being close enough to him. As we see a header from inside the box there from Mahrez, but it flies over the top. We're 3/4 of the way through the game. You're listening to independent off-tube stereo commentary, and it's a real arm wrestle out there, a bit of a chess match at the minute. And if we're going to get a goal in this first leg, it's going to be Simon who's going to describe it.
But we probably won't. Yeah, I just seen the Raheem Sterling shout for a penalty there, the most recent one. He's strong, the defender, but he doesn't play the ball. So I think, you could definitely make a case that for being a penalty, probably his strongest shout for a spot kick tonight. That is the last action of Raheem Sterling tonight, because he's been replaced now by Gabriel Jesus. We've seen Jack Grealish come on and Phil Foden come on as well. Riyad Mahrez is going to be replaced by, Jack Grealish, and Phil Foden is on as well. I'm not sure who he's come on for just yet. As the ball is cleared by Atleti down the line, it's Gundogan who's gone off. So it's like changing the shape, you'd think, here for Manchester City. Grealish fouled straight away there by Vasalco, and there's De Paul, and there is the yellow card. Rodrigo De Paul, first man carded tonight. He's only been on 5 minutes, but he's rattled into Jack Grealish. Clear foul, takes him, almost chops him off at the ankle, and the Argentinian goes into the book as the first name taken tonight. Yeah,
he looks like a man who's played in Serie A, doesn't he, with that kind of challenge, no nonsense. But it's very Simeone like that, told to get in there, and he's a very aggressive box-to-box midfielder.
City on the attack again with Foden playing on that right-hand side, just in front of Cancelo, as he goes back from Rodri to Laporte, and he's been forced back as Cunha just threatens to press him. Back to Ederson, and now Stones jogging over the halfway line. All the Atleti defenders filing back in their formation. Rodri slipping it through to Foden. Nice turn from the Englishman, slipping it forward to De Bruyne. De Bruyne finds the back of the net, and it was classy stuff from Manchester City. And Phil Foden, with his first touch of this game, has broken open the Atleti resistance and fed De Bruyne for the opening goal.
Wowee. All the hairs stood up with the back of my neck then. When the ball's with Phil Foden, he just comes in, and what it needed to be was precise, that was just fantastic, wasn't it? So cool and calm. His first touch was brilliant, and then the ball, it's the weight on the ball, and he just allows Kevin De Bruyne to break through. He gets to the ball in perfect balance, just a thumper into the back of the net. But, Phil Foden, take a bow. First to second touch, just the weight on the ball is absolutely superb.
Yeah, Foden, absolutely brilliant. I think you could maybe have a look at Felipe for his defending there as well. He takes a bad angle. He's not quick. His legs don't have the cadence to catch up with De Bruyne. De Bruyne's not the quickest player in the world, is he? But he absolutely outpaced Felipe there onto that pass from Foden. And then the finish was sublime for the opening goal of this tie. And maybe that is all Manchester City need. 1-0 is a good result. But you know what Pep Guardiola's like, he will demand more.
I think it gets easier once you've got one, though. I really do, Atletico deal in these, incremental little things, don't they? It was set for them. Their script is 0-0. Take them back to Metropolitano, and then we'll scrape a 1-0. That script now has been torn up, and it makes it easier. It makes it a lot easier for Pep Guardiola's team. Now it may be a case of proving that they're the better footballers. I think they are, and if the game opens up, and of course Atletico have got to be a bit braver.
Well, they've gone to press now for the first time in the match. Atleti at 1-0 down, are pressing Man City when they've got the ball in their own half, and that's the first time we've seen that from them. So that's a definite change in tactic. Here's Ake, plays it back to Laporte. Laporte wanders into midfield now. Atleti don't press as Stones collects on the halfway line. He's got Cancelo offering out to the right-hand side, orthodox right back. Back it goes to Stones. Foden wants the ball again in that position on the half turn. This time he's played it backwards.
I mean, when he picked the ball up, Foden, for the goal, what I really like about him is that he controls the ball and he shifted it from one foot to the other. And it's like, right, I could pass right foot, I could pass left foot, but what I want to do is get the ball on the foot where I'm going to put it in a perfect position for De Bruyne running in. So he's got players around him at that point, defenders, who are not sure which foot he's going to pass it with. and he makes the perfect pass. But we take another look at it. One, you know, left foot onto right foot onto left foot onto a pass, and it's a perfect pass for De Bruyne right into his path, and it makes the strike pretty easy.
Yeah, it's his quality from the Manchester City's two stars of that goal, really. Foden definitely, the assist was high quality, and he's got the ball again here from De Bruyne on the right-hand side. Oh, just too much on that pass, looking for Bernardo, and there you go. But it must have taken a deflection, because I think the linesman was pointing for a corner there.
And it just shows how difficult it is to get exactly the right pace on the ball, particularly when you're passing straight. You know, it's an angle, he's just putting it in front of himself, and that's the hardest one to judge, isn't it? It's easy, you know, slamming it from one flank to the other, but they have got a corner kick.
Yep, it's going to be taken by De Bruyne, the goal scorer. This one's lifted into the penalty spot area, headed away by Ronaldo under big pressure from Stones. Drops back in the halfway line here for Cancelo, who's being tracked by Correa. He goes all the way back to Ederson, and the Brazilian plays it out wide left now to Grealish, who was given a warm welcome to the game by Rodrigo de Paul. He knocks this one back to Bernardo. City with 17 minutes now to maybe embellish this 1-0 scoreline and take an even greater lead to Madrid for the second leg, which I think is it about a fortnight away, or maybe it might even be next week, actually. These quarterfinals get played in pretty quick succession, don't they? I think it is next week, isn't it, the second leg? So there's not much time to rest and recuperate between games. Be more or less the same set of players doing battle in Madrid next week. Ball forward towards Jesus. He's not really got in the game yet as the clearance comes in from Ronaldo out for a throw-in.
Yeah, you look at City's next few games and you think they've got their work cut out. They're at home against Liverpool the 10th and the 13th away against Atletico, and then on the 16th it's Liverpool at home in the Cup, or the semi-final, should I say.
Yeah, that's a highly controversial trip to Wembley for both those teams, with I think the FA now shelling out for a few coaches, 500 was it, or 100 coaches, isn't it? So maybe 5,000 fans can get there courtesy of the FA. Bit of a compromise, maybe. Anyway, over on the left-hand side, Atleti have a free kick which has been played to Ronaldo. He goes with a crossfield aerial ball, trying to switch it to Vasalco, but Ake was right on top of him and headed out for a throw-in to Atleti. Still 2-1 Liverpool lead at the Estadio da Luz in Lisbon. So looking good for the English clubs at the moment in these two Champions League quarter-final first legs, to be decided next week. Played by City. Ake again busy on this left-hand side, put it out for a throw, which Vasalco's going to take. He's only got 3 or 4 bodies ahead of him in the red and white stripes. One of them is Correa, who's making a run just across the penalty area. He goes back to Savic, now into the feet of De Paul. He can't thread it through. Grealish with a challenge, and it's come off Grealish and out for an Atleti throw once more.
He hasn't fulfilled his potential yet, Jack Grealish, with City. I mean, he's such a good player, isn't he? As a person, I'm not sure about him, but he says he's learning stuff all the time in terms of football, and you know what Pep offers and what he gives somebody is that extra bit of education, I think, about what they need to do and how they need to be. As Kondogbia has gone down and Rodri is under a little bit of pressure. Well,
Kondogbia has gone down as if he's in real pain here. Has he been? What does Rodri do? Oh, he stands on his foot. He stands on his foot. That is a painful one. Rodri, he's only looking at the ball. It's an accidental one, but he stood on Kondogbia's foot as he's falling down, and that will hurt. But I don't think he's play acting here, Kondogbia. That is definitely a very, very painful one from him.
No, that's going to hurt, isn't it? The full weight onto the studs, onto the top of his foot. Kondogbia goes down screaming, but you would. I don't think Rodri meant it.
Free kick taken by Atleti, swung into the box, but Laporte does well, winning the header, knocks it out for a throw-in. Well, Atleti are having a bit of a go now, aren't they? You know, we wondered when we were going to see them come out and play. They had a couple of counter-attack opportunities off City corners at the start of the second half, but it's taken until they've gone behind to really see them play as a sort of cohesive attacking force now. Throw-in taken by Vasalco back to Kondogbia, who seems to be okay after that. Foot was stood on. Now Ronaldo chips it over the top, looking for Renan Lodi, who's pushed up high on the left-hand side. He brings it down nicely. Lays it back here to João Felix. Had a quiet game tonight. João Felix crossing towards the penalty area, headed away by Ake. And then Kondogbia goes in, wins this header. He's gone down holding his head this time after a clash of heads with Jesus. And the referee is going to issue nothing other than a throw-in.
Yeah, every bit of contact does not necessarily make a free kick. He claims there was an elbow there, Kondogbia, but they may be playing the old sod. Let's take a look. No, he's coming from an angle. He jumps into Jesus' elbow. I don't think that Jesus did any swinging arm or anything like it there.
So City play the ball back to Ederson, who's got 3 red and white shirts around him, but he manages to knock this one clear. Foden lets it run through to De Bruyne. Again, they have a telepathic understanding, those two. The Belgians lost that one, though, under pressure. Kondogbia knocks it forward. Cunha lays it back. Support from Rodrigo de Paul. Played out to the right-hand side with Vasalco overlapping. Better from Atleti. Vasalco to cross into the near post. It's not dealt with initially by City, but it comes off Stones and falls kindly for Ederson. I
think he did well there, John Stones. He looks like he just scraped off him so bad, but I think he was always in charge of that. Just, kneeing that ball back to his goalkeeper. He was in control, it looked like to me.
Ball out right. Foden slips initially, but gets it under control and plays it back to Cancelo. Foden again, slowing the pace down as City have 12 minutes now to maybe get a second goal and make this look like a really good first night's work in the Champions League quarter-finals. Back to Laporte, the former Athletic Bilbao man, knocks it wide to De Bruyne. Once more, Ake. Grealish, first time pass back to the ex-Bournemouth defender. City keep it moving across to the right-hand side again now with John Stones. John Stones looks up, delivers a right-footed ball out to the left-hand side for De Bruyne. Takes it down brilliantly. Vasalco just to try and prevent the cross. Played back to Ake, edge of the penalty area. Slipped inside now to Laporte. Once more back to De Bruyne on his right foot. Teasing across in there towards the penalty area. Headed away by Savic. And then headed forward by Ake. Jesus can't get any change out of the Atleti defence, but City pick up the ball in midfield again. And it's coming back at Atleti. They're looking a little bit ragged, a bit less organised now when City try and transition, and they do now with Bernardo, who beating a man and plays it out wide to Foden. Foden drops shoulder, he's in behind the defensive. Foden, great feet. Foden plays it across. It falls to Bernardo. He's got to shoot. He plays it to De Bruyne, and it's cleared off the line. Brilliantly cleared off the line by De Paul. Still City have it with Foden deep cross to the back post, and he's overcooked it behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, that was some brilliant play again. Beautiful feet from Foden. He's a superb player, but just he drags it from one foot onto the other, and he's done that a couple of times in that little move, then gets the cut back. Bernardo keeps the move alive, and when the shot comes in, actually De Bruyne scuffed his shot a little bit there.
Yeah. Shame that for Manchester City, but Phil Foden again has created the most danger in this game, and can you credit Pep Guardiola for deciding that tonight wasn't the night to start Phil Foden, but it was the time to, have him as an impact substitute and to wreak havoc in these sort of 20 minutes that he's been on. Less than 20 minutes, about 10 minutes since he came on.
I think the thing is, we're going to see Lamar on for João Felix, who's had does he look like 115 million quid's worth of player or whatever he is? Not really tonight. Lamar's a good player, though. He played in that good victory over Alaves at the weekend. But I think the thing is about that is that this is a massive game, is it not? But you're starting with the 3 big players up top in Silva, Sterling and Mahrez. Those guys on the bench are thinking, well, why am I second fiddle? There's a point to prove when they come on. And he certainly made his point, hasn't he, Phil Foden? Has been magic since he's come on.
Atleti back on the ball inside the City half with Kondogbia. Knocks it back to Felipe. And now De Paul back to Kondogbia. City pushing them out of their own half as Atleti are worked back to Felipe. Now it's played it into the channel here for Correa. Correa, though, bustled off it by Grealish, and he's fouled Grealish as he tried to stretch for that ball and give City a easy free kick.
He's good at that, Jack Grealish. He does win free kicks a lot. Usually at the edge of the area, a bit more useful, but there he read the play pretty well. Had made quite the mark on the game that Phil Foden has, but he's not seen quite as much of the ball. as City now. The other thing for City is that they can go backwards as well as forward now. It won't be the end of the earth if all it ended up was 1-0. You know, they've got a distinct advantage that they could take to Madrid next week. They'll be happy enough with that, but for the moment, Atletico don't really know whether to twist or stick, do they?
No, they're trying to be a little bit more proactive on the ball again. A challenge there on Pep Guardiola's now getting involved, because basically Grealish has taken a challenge from Correa, and then Correa's kicked the ball at Grealish on the deck, and Guardiola was in Correa's face there to try and protect his man. And now Grealish is being hauled away by Guardiola, who spotted the fact that the Englishman was getting up to have a bit of a go at his opponent, and the referee's got a bit of sorting out here.
Yeah, but much ado about nothing. Well done, Pep, though, for trying to calm things down. And Pep's saying, look, there's nothing happening. Well, let's hope there isn't. It was really silly, wasn't it, from Correa? It's a definite foul for Salco, and then he boots the ball into him. I think that's terrible, and he deserves the yellow card that he got there. And, you know, you'd definitely be mad if somebody did that to you. You know, really poor stuff from him.
Well, yeah, it doesn't look great. Had the ball gone out of play, though? I mean, OK, so it's probably a foul and the play would have stopped. But if the referee's not blown his whistle at that point, then he's within his rights to kick the ball if it's not gone out of play. However, I don't know, it might have gone out of play. The referee might have blown his whistle, so... I
think the whistle was blown. I think we all knew it was a foul, and then he just piles the ball into him. It's terrible, that, really.
It's a lack of respect.
Yeah, it's a stupid thing to do. And he's got him a yellow card.
Well, was the yellow card for just kicking a ball at an opponent?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's some gentlemanly conduct and all that, isn't it?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, now there's a mistake from Cancelo, who slips on the ball, and here comes Lemar, the substitute now, charging forward for Atletico Madrid. He's got little support alongside him, and he's given away eventually as he tried to chop back onto his left. And Rodri was there to close the door on him. Knocked away by City. Loose touch, though, by Jesus, and the ball comes off him.
I'll tell you what,
it's out for a throw-in.
Guardiola said today, laughingly, didn't he, that he was going to play with 12 men. And at times it looks like they've got a man extra. You know, when they're attacking, they've got plenty of bodies. But I've been really impressed with them. When they lose the ball like that, Cancelo slipped, but all of a sudden, there's 5 or 6 defenders.
Out of the second leg. He's been on the pitch for 5 minutes, and not more than that, a bit more than 5 minutes. He's got himself booked for stretching into a challenge after his own loose touch. So the ball was played forward, he chested it, the ball got away from him, he's got into a tackle, and then he's got himself a yellow card.
Well, I tell you what, don't you think he's a bit unlucky there, because we saw a rugby tackle from Koke that didn't go in the book.
I mean, there's no consistency from the referee tonight. It's Van Kovacs. You know, he could easily have brought the yellow card out many more times for worse fouls than that. But it's just, you know, just typical for Gabriel Jesus. He's the one that cops for it there.
What they say with cards, and once he pops his card, you know, it's almost like it's out on a string, isn't it? So the first time he gets it out, he was loath to do that, but the game's cutting up a little bit now, and we can expect a bit of gamesmanship, I would have thought.
Yeah, I think temperatures have been raised, haven't they, in the last few minutes, as Laporte gives it off to Ake, left-hand side, ball forward, looking for Grealish, who's made a run, but there was defenders back there to cover. De Paul gets it, slips it inside. He was caught late by Bernardo. Quick ball by Kondogbia, trying to slip it through to Lemar, but Cancelo with a good angle wins it back. Kondogbia is still down here. If I know it's De Paul who's still down. The City come away down the right-hand side now with De Bruyne. De Bruyne shooting opportunity, pulls a trigger, hits it over the bar though.
Yeah, I think Rodrigo was cheating, to be honest. I didn't think he got caught at all, and he's down all, you know, playing the old soldier and all that. Referee just allowed play to go on. Now, what's embarrassing there is that Rodrigo still doesn't get up, even when there's some defending to be done. You know, by the time he's got squared himself off, there's a shot at goal. If that goes in, he looks really bad. I think sometimes you know, you try to play the old soldier, but you know, it was a silly thing for him to do there.
City winning back inside the Atleti half. De Bruyne plays the smart ball back to Ake. Wide it goes to Grealish. Bernardo's making an unselfish run once more. Played inside to Jesus. Now Bernardo again. Nobody to cross to, so he knocks it back to the Brazilian outside the penalty area. Swept across via Laporte to Stones. They're looking for it right-hand side to get it to Foden. He's got it now with Lodi just stopping his progress down that flank. Played back inside to Cancelo. Now Rodri back to goal, gets it wide to Foden. Foden one-on-one here with Lodi. Is he going to take him on this time? He plays it outside the boot. Brilliant ball to Foden. Oh, he's playing in the box for De Bruyne. It comes back to Foden, who tries a shot. It comes back off an offside player, and that's going to be a free kick to Atleti.
How good is that from Phil Foden? I mean, that ball is exquisite. Not many could do that. And it's inch perfect, isn't it?
Pass of the night. In fact, he's probably pass of the entire Champions League round.
Yeah, I agree. It's superb. You know, how many times did players try that and it's weak and it just doesn't work out? That's like saying I'm one-footed and I can only use that. But because he was so precise with it, it was exactly the right thing to do. You know, outstep of his left boot, just perfect that.
Yeah. Well, because it's so unexpected, then nobody tracks the De Bruyne run. So he actually, when he receives the ball, he's got a great chance, and he perhaps should have done better with it. But in the end, it came back to I think Foden in the end, and the chance went begging because his shot then cannoned off De Bruyne in an offside position. We've got 2 minutes plus stoppage time to go at the Etihad Stadium, where it's Manchester City 1, Atletico Madrid 0 in the Champions League quarter-final first leg. It's been a thrilling second half. City deservedly going 1-0 up and looking for that second goal that might just tip the balance. Well, if it's not already in their advantage, then almost totally in their advantage for the second leg coming up in a week's time. It might be 8 days actually before that second game. Now Rodri on the halfway line looks up and plays it across to Ake. A solid enough game. Hasn't really offered much in attack, but he's been okay in defence. Now again a foul on Grealish by that same player, Visalco, who chopped him down earlier. And again, the referee could have another name to take, but he decides not to this time. City play it back. Laporte. Now to Stones. With Foden again, the one they want to get it to, out on that right-hand side. And I think De Bruyne has recognised that. He's gone close to Foden to try and continue that great link-up they've had. City play it patiently back towards the left now, though, and Grealish gets it out of his feet, takes on the Atleti defence, goes down again under a challenge. This time, he's the one that's fouled Visalco, and the free kick goes Atleti's way.
Well, that's just rubbish, isn't it? Grealish there, great feet. Correa tries to foul him. And then when Visalco comes, he's only coming to block him off. There's no attempt to play the ball. I can't believe the free kick's gone the other way. Ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, he can't make himself invisible, can he, Visalco there? But, yeah, I think it was just a coming together. That's not a foul, really, was it?
No, it's not. It's definitely not a foul. Good feed by Grealish there. He's strong on the ball, isn't he? But he's not had too many opportunities, has he, in this half? But anyway, this is Phil Foden's game, isn't it? He's man of the match by a million miles. Courtesy of 2 or 3 touches. But that's all it's needed in a game like this. Just an absolute bit of brilliance to unlock the door. They're a decent team, aren't they, Atletico de Madrid, and they've defended pretty well. But, Man City have got a lot of quality about them, and it's been Phil Foden who's really shone today.
Liverpool have got a third in Lisbon. Luis Diaz, the ex-Porto man, has made it Benfica 1, Liverpool 3. We're into stoppage time at the Etihad Stadium. Still only 1-0 in this game as Kondogbia plays it back to Savic. The ex-City man lifts it forward. Correa makes a willing run in behind Ake, who was sleeping there briefly. He's done enough defensively to stop the Argentinian getting the cross in. It's going to go behind for a goal kick.
What he did well there, because I thought like you, he knocked off just a second, and then he didn't overcommit, did he? When the man's sight to touchline there, Ake's saying, well, you're going to want to cut it back, and then just as Correa's thinking about it, he steps in and says, right, I'm going to just be too strong for you here as well. So really good defending that from Ake. To see De Bruyne's shot that was rolled into the corner of the net again, the one goal that separates the two teams, and what a beauty it was. But it was Phil Foden who really made it. And like I said, he's definitely man of the match tonight.
Yeah, just a matter of seconds left now in stoppage time. 2 minutes was all that was added on by the referee for the second half. Foden gets it wide on that left-hand side again. Sorry, right-hand side. Plays it back into Cancelo. And now City work it back across to the left with Ake. Ake finding Grealish, who's attracted them to him like... again, he's been chopped down there by Visalco. And Visalco now is in big trouble. He's in big trouble. The referee's reaching for his top pocket. He can't get the card out quick enough for Sime Visalco for another silly foul on Jack Grealish.
Yeah, he could have got 3 yellow cards, couldn't he? And then somebody else has gone down from Atletico. It's in all the tricks coming out. And there's going to be a load of that more at the Wanda Metropolitano. There's going to be every trick in the book, isn't there? So City have really got to be very wary, as Laporte's having a right old goal, wasn't he, with a 19, and the two heads go together there. I mean, it's really stupid stuff there, Cunha. I don't know why he's getting himself involved there. He's trying to make something happen out of nothing, isn't he? And look at Simeone running down the field.
Oh yeah, they're in full they're in full mode now, aren't they? But Ederson has got himself needlessly booked for complaining that Cunha was making more of that than was needed to be, and now they're all tapping Grealish on the head, trying to get him wound up. They've gone into absolute classic old school Atleti shenanigans mode, haven't they? Anyway, we're going to play another 2 seconds of the game before the referee blows the whistle, and that is it. All over the Etihad Stadium, 1-0 to Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. They'll reconvene again in 8 days' time.
Yeah, they sure will. So, on the night, it wasn't much of a game. First half was particularly poor, not one shot on target, but eventually Man City managed to do that. They had to bring Phil Foden off the bench. Lovely shimmy and a perfect pass for De Bruyne. His strike has made it 1-0 on the night. Thanks for joining us.
Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck.